Gervonta Davis say you need the money.
Shit.
What's going on with you and Gervonta?
If I'm a boxer, he a boxer, you a boxer, we all need the money.
I ain't doing it for free.
Thank you.
What if Gervonta said, hey, I'll come up to 154. I'll come up to 154 while you talking.
Oh man.
You go to you'll fight Gervonta at 154?
I wish him the best. That's all I'm gonna say.
So when people, what I got from that is he's a hater. You don't know me as a person. Let's say you don't like me. Like, you don't know me. Like, you feel me? And I don't give a fuck him. If everybody in the crew, we like, man, win.
Same question for your proud father.
Boxing has its tiers, and Terence "Bud" Crawford just showed everyone exactly where he stands. In a fresh live interview, he didn't settle for hinting at Gervonta Davis, he went all in. What started as a relaxed conversation quickly turned into a direct challenge, with Crawford openly questioning Tank's recent fights, his standing in the sport, and even the credibility of his latest victory.
Tank said I was a meat lover. He came in like, oh, this guy, you a meat lover.
But Tank would never even think about hesitating to come up to 154.
All right, what about 47 though?
Yes, if he get to pick his opponent. If Tank get to pick his opponent, he would do it. But Tank would never come from 35 to 54.
Y'all got into it on social media around that time. Y'all was doing the back and forth shit. Is that just you being competitive, like when that happens? Or is it like...
I just really don't like that dude.
Why though?
Cause I just don't like him. Like, I really don't like him. I don't like.
Just not your cup of tea. That's just not your.
I don't like nothing about him. No, I don't like nothing about him. I just felt like, he just one of these little arrogant little dudes that's, using what he got to shield him. Like, he got a lot of security guards around him, and he know, he in the limelight and stuff like that. But in certain situations, he wouldn't be acting like that.
Do you like him as a fighter though?
Yeah, he's a damn good fighter.
Yeah.
I respect him as a fighter.
Yeah.
He definitely got skills, he got power, he got tremendous boxing ability. But like his core personality and his ways, nah.
This isn't just casual fight chatter, this is a bold message. Crawford laid it out plain: he sees the buzz, he hears the talk, and he's not convinced. Tank has been avoiding real challenges, and Crawford just sparked fresh energy across the lightweight division. If you believe the tension between them was over, think again. The way Crawford spoke, what he hinted at, and the tone he used shook everyone listening.
You said going out on 3 fights. You know the last 2 fights you want to go out on?
Yeah, just
The last fight you want to go out on. Like, who? Do you have anybody in mind? No, I'm saying no. I don't have my name right now. But I got somebody I want to call out after this fight.
You said you got somebody you want to call out after this fight?
Yeah.
Who is that?
I'm not gonna tell you.
Is it Lomachenko?
Who?
Somebody asked Lomachenko.
No.
Turkey said he got your 2 Ferraris ready. What you think about that?
Who?
Turkey said he got your 2 Ferraris ready.
I need 3 now.
Steven Espinoza said Shakur turned down a 1-fight deal to fight you because he wanted a multi-fight deal. What's your thoughts on that?
He's not worth it. He's not worth no multi-fight deal. He's not even worth it. Come on. Adam gotta fight somewhere else and prove himself, and then like, you know how they got UFC and like the underground shit? You gotta fight on the underground shit and then get that.
He gotta go to the G League.
You have an idea?
The first big moment came when the host casually brought up Tank's old claim that Crawford was only in it for the money. Crawford's reaction said it all as he quickly fired back with a blunt truth that everyone fights for money because nobody's stepping in the ring for free. His point was clear: this wasn't about cash alone, it was about calling out Tank's double standard, since Tank isn't sitting on a billionaire list either. Both men fight for legacy and a paycheck, so why act like one is above the other? The conversation got sharper when Crawford was asked how he'd feel if Tank moved up to 154 to face him. Without hesitation, Crawford replied, "I wish him the best." That wasn't support, it was dismissal. In other words, Crawford isn't chasing Tank, and if Tank really wants that challenge, he needs to rise quickly because stepping in at 154 is a whole different game. From Crawford's tone, it's obvious he doesn't see that matchup as realistic.
Gervonta Davis speaking about you. Is that ever a possible fight?
Yeah, if he want to dare to be great, he can be like all the other fighters that moving up 2 weight classes and, daring to be great.
You would fight him.
Man, tell him to come up there.
He got to come to win 54.
He said I got a glass chin. So tell him to come and touch it.
Wow. Oh, man. Gervonta said you got a glass.
He said I got a glass chin. Tell him to come and touch it.
At 147?
At 147. I'll make 147 for him.
Ooh, see, oh, man.
You're going to have a pre-count.
Then what the people going to say? Oh, he's beating up on little guys.
I don't know.
He's undefeated because he understands his value and refuses to waste his prime on make-believe matchups against fighters who struggled to get past Lamont Roach.
Let me ask you this. You can help me out on this. This last fight, Roach and Gervonta. Have you ever seen anything like that?
Right.
I mean, you can't take a knee. That's a knockdown. Because I saw Floyd break his hand hitting the guy and took a knee, and they gave Floyd an 8 count. So I'm trying to figure out how Gervonta avoided that. And then I'm trying to figure out how he got his guy come up to the top of the ring and wipe grease out his eyes. They do that now, bud.
I guess that's part of the new, boxing era.
When you saw that, tell me when you saw this, you saw him take a knee.
This is where the heat really turned up. Crawford didn't just take shots at Tank's record, he broke down his last fight piece by piece. When the Roach matchup came up, Crawford spoke without hesitation and made it clear he wasn't impressed.
And then you see he go to the apron and this guy come up to the top of the ring. Well, he's like, hold on, what's going on?
I'm just as confused as you. I said, huh? I was just like, oh, that's crazy. And Steve Willis a great referee.
He is.
And he started counting, then stopped it. Like they said, hey, you better stop counting. And right. Wow. They don't do that again.
Crawford highlighted the moment Tank went down on one knee, which should have been ruled a knockdown, and questioned why it was ignored. He also pointed out the strange incident where Tank's corner stepped onto the apron mid-fight to wipe grease from his eyes, something that clearly breaks the rules. Crawford made sure the audience understood how serious that was. Even more shocking, he hinted at the referee's role, noting how Steve Willis began a count then abruptly stopped as if someone behind the scenes intervened. At that point it stopped sounding like normal boxing talk and started sounding like corruption.
Cards. Judge at the ringside, Eric Marlinsky scores about 115 to 113 in favor of Gervonta Davis. Judges Steve Weisfeld and Glenn Feldman both scored about 114 to 114, even a draw. The decision is a majority draw.
Crawford made it clear that without the knockdown, Tank would not have come out on top, and he actually gave the advantage to Lamont Roach. Hearing that from another top fighter is rare, but it shows how straightforward Crawford is. He is not worried about politics or protecting anyone's image, he is simply telling it like it is. In his view, Tank was too confident and underestimated Roach, and that careless attitude nearly cost him the fight. Most people expected Gervonta Davis to cruise past Lamont Roach like it was just another easy payday with a quick knockout and a flashy celebration afterward, but Roach completely changed the narrative.
How is this not a knockdown? Tank Davis was just exposed, man. What is going on in the sport of boxing, man? KDB Sports and Entertainment.
I wasn't relying on that. I was relying on what I was doing in there. I think I was taking control. I think I was landing more shots. I think I was landing more power shots. And I thought I was doing my thing. So I'm not really that frustrated about that.
Right from the opening bell, Roach brought non-stop pressure, sharp accuracy, and complete confidence. The fighter many thought would be a simple tune-up turned the night into one of Tank's hardest battles. The 9th round was the turning point when a clean right hand followed by a body shot forced Tank to take a knee. That wasn't a slip or a misstep, it was a breakdown under fire, and it looked like a clear knockdown.
This is my opinion. Sure. It was a great fight. It was a close fight. Depending on what they do with that decision of taking the knee, depending if the commission reverses the decision, or I think the draw was meant to be. So I like the draw. No, if you take the knee, man, if you take the knee in the 90s or in 2000, you're taking a point off. That's the bottom line. You're taking a point off. I don't know what happened with the referee. Maybe he was a little starstruck. Maybe he was a little, because he loves Tank. He loves New York. He loves the big lights. The referee with the eyes, he's like, a point should be deducted if you take a knee. It's a fact. It's in the rule book, right? The fact that they didn't take it away, then that's where the controversy is, right? It's not, look, did Gervonta get hit? Was he dazed? Who knows? Only he knows. But what I saw, when you take a knee, that's an automatic point. That's just the rule. This is not basketball. This is not, this is not basketball where, wait, hold on, my ankle hurts. Hold on, let me take a timeout. You don't take timeouts in boxing. It just doesn't happen. Whether he had something in his eye or not, you have to fight. There's 3 minutes to fight. So if you take a knee, if you go to your corner, the rules are the rules. And I don't know what New York is gonna settle on, but the rules are the rules.
That night, I haven't watched the full fight. One thing that's kind of baffling is that it wasn't a knockdown. Look, he wasn't hurt. There's no doubt about that. But if you take a knee in the fight and you touch down, whilst punches are being thrown, it has to be a knockdown. I've heard some people saying, that, he should be
It wasn't only Terence Crawford pointing it out. Big names in boxing like Eddie Hearn and Oscar de la Hoya jumped on social media echoing the same view. That moment was a knockdown, plain and simple, with no room for argument.
I think the hardest punch I ever faced. No. And I ain't shitting on him or nothing like that. He can punch. But Jonathan Oquendo, he's from Puerto Rico. Bro, he got bricks in his hands, bro. I lie to you not. He punch hard. I ain't gonna lie. He a hard hit motherfucker.
Now here's the twist. Tank and Roach knew each other from back in the amateur days. Same DMV region. So there was history there. Maybe Tank thought he had Roach figured out.
And Gervonta Tank Davis just been released to the public. We know now, December 14th, Houston, Texas, he's going to be facing a very tough opponent in Lamont Roach. Can you tell us a little bit about the history between them two?
Oh man, they've been knowing each other from the amateurs, silver gloves, everything. They grew up actually together, Roach and him, back and forth battles and whatnot. It's going to be a pretty interesting fight, you understand? Because Roach he come to fight. And I think it's a great fight. Everybody talking all that stuff about, why Roach? Because he signed and took the fight, you understand? And it's good for the community.
But Crawford made it clear, this ain't the amateurs. And the pros, they hit different. If Tank thinks he can coast on reputation, he's in for a rude awakening.
Tank would never even think about to come up to 154.
All right, what about 47 though?
Yes, if he get to pick his opponent. But Tank would never come from 35 to 54.
Y'all got into it on social media around that time. Is that just you being competitive, like when that happens? Or is it like...
I just really don't like that dude.
Why though?
Cause I just don't like him. Like, I really don't like him. That's like
just not your cup of tea. That's just not
I don't like nothing about him. I just felt like, he just one of these little arrogant little dudes that's using what he got to shield him. He got a lot of security guards around him, and he's in the limelight and stuff like that. But in certain situations, he wouldn't be acting like that.
Do you like him as a fighter though?
Yeah, he's a damn good fighter.
Yeah,
but like his core personality and his ways, nah.